Good morning, grade 7. Welcome to week 6. But before we start with our discussion, let us review what we have discussed last time. We're going to identify what is being asked. What are the elements of a plot? Can you recall what are those elements? We have exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. The second question is, what are the two types of conflict? We have the external and the internal conflict. So for today's lesson, our most essential learning competencies is to discover literature as a tool to assert one's unique identity and to better understand other people. And for that, our content is Where's the Patis by Carmen Guerrero Nakpil. Gary Paulson once said, "You can take the man out of the woods, but you cannot take the woods out of the man." This week's lesson explores the idea of asserting one's unique identity and better understanding of the people around him/her through the lugging of one's sense to the stimuli of homebound material cultures, particularly food, while being away from the country as one tries to blend into the global crowd. Before delving through the essay of Carmen Guerrero entitled Where's the Patis, here are some food that we best define being a Filipino. We have sisig, tapa, kare-kare, and pansit habhab. Sisig. Nothing goes to waste in Filipino food. In the culinary capital of Pampanga, they turn the pork, chicks, heads, and liver into this sizzling dish with a crunchy and chewy texture. Credit goes to Aling Lusing who invented this dish at the humble stall along the train railways in Angeles, Pampanga. The other one is tapa. Filipinos are huge rice eaters and breakfast is no exemption. A tap silog consists of thin slices of dried marinated beef served with fried egg and garlic rice. While it is breakfast fare, it's also a quick, satisfying meal you can eat anytime and available in most places. Kare-kare. This stew of oxtail has the most delicious sauce made from ground toasted rice and crunched peanuts. Banana blossoms, eggplants, and string beans add more interesting textures, making it a complete meal on its own. It's eaten with steamed rice and bagoong. Pancit habhab. Trust Filipino ingenuity to adapt noodles to their lifestyle. In Lucban, Quezon, pancit habab is served on a banana leaf and slurp. Garnished with carrots, sayote, and few pieces of meat, this cheap noodles dish is most often eaten by students and jeepney drivers on the go. The Filipino culture has been constantly changing throughout history, gaining influence from various nations who colonized our country and those nearby, and inevitably has evolved. Example of mixed culture delicacies. We have the adobo. No list of Filipino food would be complete without adobo. An ubiquitous dish in every household in the Philippines, it's a Mexican in origin. Leche plan. Originally, it was brought over to the Philippines during the Spanish colonization. Barbecue. Unlike its American counterpart, barbecue in the Philippines is meat, usually marinated pork or chicken. Many of us associate food with good memories and it ties us to our families, holding a special and personal value for us. It is passed down from generation to generation. It also operates on an expression in a way of preserving culture identity. For our activity number 1, you have to guess the food. Typically filled with ground pork, carrots, and onions, cabbage, ginger, garlic, and soy sauce. What's that? Yes, that is lumpia. The other one is a meat generally sliced across the muscle fibers, potentially including a bone. Steak. The other one is a long, thin type of bread of French origin that is commonly made from basic lean dough. Bagate. Bagate is a type of dumpling with a sweet pork filling. Siopaw. Is a laminated, yes, leaf bakery product that contains dough rolled in fat layer to create a flaky, crispy texture. Crescent. Activity number 2. Match each vocabulary word to its definition to help you better understand the selection that you are about to read. Write only the letter of your answer. Number 1 is denationalize. Means failures, sense of taste, a fortified place, D, vital or decisive point, E, to deprive or nationalize status, attachments, or characteristics. What do you mean by denationalize? It means to deprive of national status, attachment, or characteristics. Bastion. What do you mean? What do you mean? What is the meaning of that word? Means a fortified place. Palate means sense of taste. Prox, a vital or decisive point. Debacles, failures. Read Where's the Patis by Carmen Guerrero na feel as you read the selection. Stop when you see a dish illustration and answer the question. Carmen Guerrero Nakpil, she was born in Ermita, Manila on July 19, 1922, into the Guerrero clan of the town, who were painters and poets, as well as scientists and doctors. She was a Filipina journalist, author, historian, and a public servant. A Filipino may denationalize himself but not his stomach. He may travel over the 7 seas, the 5 continents, the 2 hemispheres, and lose the savor of home, forget his identity and believe himself a citizen of the world, but remains gastronomically, at least, always a Filipino. For it, if in no other way, Filipino loves his country with his stomach. Travel has become the great Filipino dream, in the same way that an American dreams of becoming a millionaire or an English boy dreams of going to one of the great universities. The Filipino dreams of going abroad. His most constant vision is that of himself a tourist. So what is the great Filipino dream, according to the text that you have read? To visit Hong Kong, Tokyo, and other cities of Asia, perchance of to catch a glimpse of Rome, Paris, or London, or to go to America, is a sum of all delights. Yet, having left Manila International Airport in a pink cloud of despedidas and Sampaguitas garlands, and Pavilion the dreams turns into nightmare very quickly. But why? Because this first bastion of the Filipino spirit is the palate, and in all the places and splash flats and skyscrapers of that food called abroad there is no patis with hand. Which international cities do Filipinos want to visit the most? He hardly misses the heat and native accent of Tagalog or Ilonggo or the company of his brown-skinned triple compatriots. He takes like duck to water, to the skyscrapers, the temperature climate, the strange landscape, and the fabled refinement of another world. How nice, after all, to be away from gold old RP for a change. Consider the Pinoy abroad. He has discarded the barong Tagalog or polo for a dark sleeve western suit. He takes to the habiliment from Hong Kong, Brothers of Seville Row with the greatest of ease. He has also shelled the casual informality of manners that is characteristically Filipino. He gives himself the airs of cosmopolite to the credit card born. He is extravagantly courteous and has taken to hand, kissing and to the politely of American. Don't you mind? Do you mind? How can you describe Pinoy being foreign in a foreign country? But but as he sits down to meal, no matter how sumptuous his heart sinks, his stomach juices he discovers are much less neither apahap nor lapu-lapu. Tornadoes in meat done in a barbarian way, thick and barely cooked with red juice still oozing out. The safest choice is a steak. If the Filipino can get it well done enough and sliced thinly enough, it might it might remind him of tapa. If the waiter only knew enough about Philippine cuisine, he might suggest venison, which is really something like tapang usa, or escargots, which the unstylish poor on the Philippine beaches know as snail, or even frog's legs, which are Pampango delight. Do you think the Pinoy enjoys eating food from other countries? Why do you think so? But this is the crux of the problem. Where is the rice? A silver tray offers varieties of bread. Slices of crusty French bread, soft yellow rolls, rye bread, crescents studded with sesame seeds. There are also potatoes in every conceivable manner. Fried, mashed, boiled, buttered, but no rice. The Pinoy learns that rice is considered a vegetable in Europe and America, the stuff of life, a vegetable. Why do you think Filipinos love to eat rice? Where is the patis? And when it comes to a special order when takes at least half an hour, the grains are large, oval and foreign looking, and what's more, yellow with butter. And oh, horrors! One must shove it with a fork or pile it with one knife on the back of the another fork.